Good throw by Malinga, right over the stumps as well, but 2 runs nonetheless. Slightly easier ball to hit there as Pradeep just straight off the beaten path of tidy line and length. 4 off the over so far. He's got 1 ball left. 13. You'd have to be absolutely delighted with that. You know, I've just said they look like they're bowling to team orders. No dramas today. Tidy line and length.
Yeah,
that's it. Patience, line and length. Let them. You know, they're going to struggle to get the ball off their square. Don't feed them with any short, any overpitched. Tidy line and length. That's all it is. But they're executing the plan really well.
Yeah, absolutely, and you might be right when you say to team orders. Alan Donald will know a little bit more about the county cricket. And the Oval have relayed some surfaces, so before they get fast and bouncy, they're not necessarily like it was the other day. They've got to build up apparently, so you know, they're just going to be shy of that sort of fast and bouncy at the moment.
Yeah, I think if England would have played Bangladesh on this wicket, it could have been a very different story.
Yeah.
It would have favoured Bangladesh more with their slow bowlers. Next delivery from Prasanna worked away for a single. It wouldn't have allowed England to flourish quite so easily, or the English bowlers to be quite so effective, I think.
No.
So, Prasanna to bowl to Faf du Plessis. This delivery again. Well, it sits straight to the fielder, but they take the run on. Just dribbled towards the man at mid-on.
South Africa will have to target Prasanna, won't they? I think. That's the way it's going to be. You know, maybe singles off him, get 5 and 6 and over at the moment on a regular basis. If he chucks in the odd 4 ball, make sure you cash in.
Next delivery, but drilled straight to man at cover by Hassim Amla. Score predictor suggesting 293. Have to be a big finish for that, won't it? Next delivery, and that one scrapes off an edge, goes fine. Malinga gets there, and on the half turn, it's a good throw from him. He's been a pretty good fielder.
He certainly has. I mean, there seems to be a quicker ball chucked in by Prasanna there, and Amla went on the drive and almost chopped on.
Yeah, he was not in control. Next delivery, and it's a dot ball. Being told a fairly brisk breeze there, 18 miles an hour, and that will undoubtedly be drying the outfield out as well. The next delivery will be a single. They think about it, but off Kusol's arm, who right-handed there, or maybe it's just.
Yeah, I don't know. There might be the other. That might have been Kusal Mendis. I don't know.
55 Kusal Mendis.
We're just guessing.
Yeah, we are guessing. Like I said, I did the Mexico Ireland friendly the other day, and Mexico changed some of their squad numbers from the game they played the time before, but not all of them. So you're thinking, well, 7 is Layoun, and he is. And then, and 6 is such as that. No, he's not. You know, yeah, these things set to test you.
Yeah.
There'd been a few Kusals, hadn't they? And then it's when they decide, actually, I'm not going to be Kusal today, I'm going to be Perera. Do you know what I mean? And then that'll be on the back of his shirt. It is,
and that's the most frustrating thing, isn't it? So, ICC don't seem to clamp down on that. You can change your number to whatever. So 55's not even in the squad, according to all listings.
Yeah.
But we know it's called Kusal.
Yep, there's definitely a Kusal out there. 59 for one. He used to be in this office. You shouted John, about 4 people had turned around. Anyway, in comes Pradeep to du Plessis, and again struggling there to beat the field. Not really trying to. He's just defending top of his off stump there.
I mean, I wonder whether it's South African orders as well. Look, we'll just build this score. It's the surface is not going to be fast and bouncy as we're primarily used to. In fact, even the surfaces when England played South Africa were quicker than this one, weren't they, in the 3 one-day games before?
Yeah, they sure were. Next delivery, this is top-edged up in the air. Surely it's going to be a catch. There's got to be somebody under it. Oh, it's a drop from Malinga. And, well, he is, I think, a bit upset with himself. We talked about the swirling wind. Well, not swirling wind, but the wind, 80 mile an hour. That one was up in the air for age, but should have been a catch. Pradeep should have got his second wicket.
It's a premeditated shot from Faf du Plessis in the wrong one. I tell you what, Malinga never looked comfortable. Never looked comfortable. He's standing where over the line that's put him off, hasn't it? And he didn't quite know where where the ball was. He's not picked it up at all, and it's gone straight through him.
Next delivery is a dot ball. It's a tragedy that for Sri Lanka. Catches win matches, and had he held on, I'm not saying that's easy, because he not only is he sort of top edged it, that will make the ball swirl and spin. And then we're talking about 80 miles an hour of wind. The higher it goes, the more wind it's going to get.
Yeah.
Essentially, he's misread where the ball's going to drop, and he never quite gets there.
No.
He went backwards and then had to come back forwards. He was never set for that. Next delivery, they'll make a single off it.
He looked like a veteran there, didn't he? Trying to take that catch. I never liked him in the, to see, but he looked old trying to take that catch, and he's not. He's 33.
I like I said, I think there's mitigating factors there. The ball went a long way, went very high.
It did,
and it was spinning off the bat because he top edged it. And then you've got the breeze. I don't think that's easy. But when it goes up in the air like that, you think, somebody's going to catch it. Next delivery, and he hit toward the boundary, but there'll just be a single there. Clipped fairly firmly. Well, we're looking. I mean, it's a drop catch because he got hands to it, but he was never underneath the ball.
No, he never looked comfortable at all during that course of that there, and.
Well, Pradeep, his face was a picture of anguish after the drop.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's bowling well. He comes in to finish the over off. And, that's a sneaky 4. Just an edge, guiding it down to that third-man boundary. Very nice shot for 4. And that undoes what essentially was a great over and should have been a wicket.
Well, Pradeep should have had 2 there, shouldn't he, really? But pick yourself up and move on. Nobody means to drop a catch, so it's a shame it's perhaps the wrong person in the deep there, but I'm going to move on. They could have had 2, they didn't. And I tell you what, it wasn't a great shot from du Plessis. Let's start with him, because it was premeditated. He wasn't that sure, and he's tried to pull it.
I think that's because there's been so little to hit. Looking at the dome of St Paul's Cathedral in the background, they showed us the Shard earlier. Thick and in the heart of things. The oval, the next delivery will yield a single.
Kusal with the throw. We can definitely say it's Kusal on
the London Eye as well. I don't know how much it is to go up there, but money well spent, I think. Looks
been the shard.
Pretty good.
Have you? Top of shard, yeah. That's expensive.
Is it?
Yeah.
Pretty good though.
It was very good, yeah. You could see it. You could see the oval.
So, is there a restaurant at the top?
There is.
Next delivery just slapped away. There might be two. Long run round for the fielder. Be a comfortable 2 there. Didn't have a meal in the restaurant, did you?
No, that was beyond our budget, I think, that one at the time. So yeah, I think
a second mortgage.
Yeah. Yeah. You can stay there as a hotel up there.
They do a salt sandwich. I can afford to eat.
Had some champagne though at the top of things. So yeah.
Priority's right. Eating's cheating. Next delivery blocked away. Dot ball.
West Indies fans, yeah. What are you missing?
Yeah, well, we're missing them, aren't we?
News on them in a second.
Next delivery, slapped into the ground, fielded at cover.
Beat Afghanistan in their first T20 last night, overnight.
Wow.
So, Afghanistan enjoying a tour of the West Indies at the moment.
That's good, isn't it?
Mm.
Next delivery again. Batsman Faf du Plessis didn't read that at all. He dangles out an angled bat at that, and the ball hits the bat, but he's none the wiser there, really. Just did not get the flight of the ball. Prasanna's gone for 3 this over. It's the final ball of the over, and that's another dot, fielded back with a point. So Sakuja Prasanna doing a good job. 3 overs, none for 13. I mean, it's still great stuff. 18 overs and 70 for 1.
Yeah.
70 is that all you say? I mean, he's South Africa, surely. I mean, at some point they'll pick it up. But, you know, it's still a good start.
It is. Well, it's, as people were saying, it's cricket from the 90s, isn't it? One day international cricket from the 90s. It's good from Sri Lanka, South Africa building, but taking their time with it, you know, making sure they don't try and make as many mistakes. And du Plessis very nearly made a mistake there. But
Gunaratne comes in. So far, great credit to Upal Tharanga for his bowling changes, and he's got to squeeze his overs out somewhere. You'd look at it and you think it's like that. Who can I squeeze another over out of? Who's not going to get hit today?
Yeah.
You know, it's those kind of thoughts, isn't it? You're going to have to be very protective of the bowling that he's got and be very wise in how he's going to utilise it. But Gunaratne's bowled 1 over. He went for 5. He's got strange action, really, and he bowls donkey drops essentially. And first delivery goes for a couple. I mean, he runs up with a sort of, you know, a medium pace is run up, and then he's bowling at 54 mile an hour. Now Rashid bowls at about 50 odd, so he trundles in to bowl a slow bowler's pace. He puts a little bit of flight on the ball, and there it feels off his own ball, and that's good from him. May have hurt his fingers there. he did, and then his man comes to pat him on the back, and he blunders into him as well. It's weird.
Yeah.
Wasn't looking what he was doing.
Just seeing a different type of shot here that we bring you off Tube Studio-based commentary. We've seen the sort of shortest ball and the shot played down to third man as an area where batsmen are accumulating runs, aren't we?
I mean, they're easy runs there. I think a lot of batsmen utilise that area and think, just run it down to third man. Happy to take singles. You know, a lot of batsmen are a bit greedier. They want something more, don't they? But that used to be meat and drink for Bell and players like that. You know, they know it's an easy run to get. There's an easy single there for South Africa. And that sees du Plessis on strike. Amla is 29 from 43. And I think at a certain point you realise you're going to have to dig in on a given day, that the ball's not coming onto the bat, and that you're going to have to fight for every run you get. South Africa haven't really lost the plot, bar du Plessis the last over where he got dropped, but I mean, fairly patient, really. Next delivery, and that's work from the offside through leg side. It's a risky effort that for a single, but clearly it's within his skill set, du Plessis.
Yeah, he's got a let off in the last over, hasn't he? Over before last, rather, and needs to knuckle down, doesn't he? And that ones and twos that they're picking up, you know, they're just going along nicely, South Africa.
Next delivery, and this is more expansive, bit of a slicey shot, but it's a 6. It's in the slot, and we thought that this man would go for a few. Probably thought he's got away with it for 5, and then he'd be back, and this is now the most expensive 10 off it so far.
Yeah, he threw that one in, didn't he? Wide out of stump. It gave Amla a lot of room to go with. There's no fielder out there, so he thought there's, well, I'll take this on. And he slapped it straight down the ground for 6 runs.
Yeah, this guy, I mean, he can't overpitch like that. He cannot put it in the slot, and he cannot bowl it short. And unfortunately, column 8 there, overpitching.
Yeah, he's got to be on the money if you're going to bowl to these top quality batsmen.
Well, dare I say it, but he looks challenged, Gunaratne. He's not bowling anything particularly outrageous, like I said. He looked like donkey drops. He comes trundling back in, right arm. There's a loop on it. Bats and plays across the line. Wasn't such a good shot from Amla. And there's a little throw at the stumps. They chase to get the single. 11 off the over. I think he might want to put Gunaratne away and just say, see what we can do with the other guys. I don't know about his stock today, but so far there's only been 5 bowlers. He would need to find a 6th in the Sri Lankan side. Full stop. There always seems to be lots of, you know, all-rounders who can do a job.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if he does bowl. He seems to bowl to bowl through, you know, so whether he can, you know, bowls his full quota. No, he doesn't. A couple of overs against Bangladesh in Colombo. 10 overs against Bangladesh in Dambulla. 5 overs, 2 overs. Yeah, this guy tends to not bowl his full because of the park a bit.
It's weird that, no, we'll bring him in because he goes around the park a bit.
Yeah.
And we can only, he's a bowler, but we can only squeeze a couple of overs. Prasanna bowls, and the ball is just drilled past him. He's diving to his left. Ball's not hit any great rate of knots, and so there'll just be a single for Amla to add on. 37 now from 46. It's amazing, isn't it? It's a struggle. It's a struggle, and now he's actually pretty much up with strike rate. As we see du Plessis with the sweep shot, he'll get just a single for it.
Yeah, I think it's his way. It'll take your time to get in on this surface, and that's exactly what Amla can do. Back for a couple of days, can't he, if he wants to.
I think we talked about a good start for Sri Lanka, but we also talked about the weakness in their bowling as the ball drilled past Prasanna again for another single. You know, I reckon that South Africa about, in my estimation, about 60, 70 runs better. Maybe on a pitch like this, that not quite so much, but I still think that they'll win by a good margin, maybe about 50 on this wicket. Next delivery, and there's a good sweep shot from Amla. That's 4 runs, and in fact that's du Plessis, and yeah, they're just beginning to get there. Slow start, but when you weigh up the talent that they've got and their abilities, then you think it's amazing how quickly it's turned around. But these are ominous signs now for Sri Lanka. There's next delivery, hit for a single.
Well, we said, didn't we? As soon as Sri Lanka get through to bowlers 3, 4, and 5, they may struggle. Whether it's they started off pretty well, but I'm afraid at times once the batsmen get in, they didn't get them out, then they may struggle here.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you cannot afford any weak links at all, can you? In this, they take another single off the last as well. Fairly expensive over, really. 9 off it. You know, we see that, don't we? It's the reason why maybe Jake Ball might not start for England next time. They as good a tidy line and length as he's got, as good as he looks at his run-up, he goes for too many. And England can't afford, you know, to gift runs to anybody. You know, they've got a problem with, you know, who they bring in with Wokes out. They, you know, you just cannot have somebody as fodder. Not if you want to be top dogs. There could be no weak link in the team. But in this Sri Lankan outfit, we've already seen him bowling. Gunaratne, he's a weak link. His economy rate, when everyone else has kept it tight, is almost double everybody else at 8.18. Going to bowl him a third over now. This stuff from Upal Tharanga. I know he's got to try and nick overs, but surely there's somebody else who can bowl in the squad.
Yeah, he's going to 8 and over, which is way above his usual economy rate.
Maybe it was just a bad over. I mean, we did see that yesterday, didn't we? Which the Australians went for a lot and then came back. Pat Cummins it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The next delivery is just hit for a single. Cummins was at 10 and over, and then he came back and bowled a super spell, didn't he? And Smith had the confidence, the courage to bring him back in, even though he's gone at 10 and over.
Yeah. It was... change there, wasn't it, for him? So yeah, maybe it was, but he's got to improve on it. That one off the mark straight away for Amla, who's moved on to 40. So they're slowly building something. Gunaratne plays this one on the leg side. It's du Plessis, wants one, looking for the second. They come back for the second. Their throw's not there. In fact, the ball's still by the fielder. So they come back for a second. Good hustle that on Malinga, and they pick up 2. So they move on to 93 for 1.
Yeah, they put the fielder under pressure and he dropped the ball seemingly there. But, 3 off the first 2 balls. Not a good start, really. And he hadn't been hit for 4 yet. I always feel like that's going to happen with this guy, the way he bowls.
Short mid-wicket in for du Plessis as Gunaratne comes in now as he tries to play it backward a square. He wants 1. The fielder comes in now this time, though, and he's a bit quicker about it. And... they restrict them to 1. So we just see the runs per over. South Africa are way up there with run score in the middle overs, as they say, in power play 2, 5.47. This is where South Africa like to cash in then. Amla on strike then. Gunaratne comes off his long run out for a slow bowl as he plays onto the leg side. Again, it's a single. Easy as you like for Amla.
Yeah, I mean, their middle order is good, isn't it? The stats back that up. But Amla, du Plessis, if de Kock's still there, then you've got B. Miller as well. He's usually pretty reliable. Like I said, South Africa have a tail though, and that's a definite weakness in their team.
In comes Gunaratne there, playing on the leg side again. It'll be a single. He's played backward of squares. The man at short, fine leg, which is Malinga Fields.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you're playing against South Africa, I'd use up a lot of the good ball in trying to get them down to the tail, as quickly as you could. I wouldn't be holding too much back for bowling at the death, because as we've seen there, they're so strong in the middle orders.
That's right. Gunaratne then gone for 7 already off this over. Final ball just driven down the ground by Amla. Again, it just jogs for a single. So 8 from it again for Gunaratne. It's an expensive over from him.
I mean, they're not going for broke there. They didn't get a boundary, but they don't need to. Just milking that and then 8 off it without taking any kind of risk whatsoever.
Absolutely. So Gunaratne is perhaps not the man to turn to. He's gone his 3. Prasanna's bowled 4 overs for 22. He's at least trying. But it's these middle overs where South Africa are strong. 97 for 1 after 21 overs. So just getting a drink. It gets a little bit warmer. Last 5 overs at 7.6 and over. So South Africa just steadily accruing a few more runs here. Let's talk about scores in Division 1 of the County Championship. Yorkshire replied to Lancashire's 123 all out were 144 for 3. Middlesex against Somerset. Somerset 222 for 5. Hampshire 341 for 3 against Warwickshire. In comes Prasanna again as Amla plays off the back foot. Punches through the covers. Picks up a single. Into Division 2, Sussex 388 for 4 on day 2. Nottinghamshire were 229 all out yesterday. Derbyshire 122 for 2. Durham were 166 all out yesterday. Northampton reply are 127 for 4. Prasanna to continue. And he comes now. Du Plessis off the back foot. Cuts this one away. Again, he'll only get 1 for it. They want the second. No. They stick at 1. And South Africa move on to 99 for 1. Prasanna back to his mark. Right arm over this one, cut away by Amla to backward point, and there's no run, well fielded. It's mentioned before, more sedate, but it's improving scoreline for South Africa. They look dangerous and ominous at the moment as Prasanna comes in. It's pulled by Amla. Didn't time it well, but it'll fall short of the fielder to his left. There's a chase round, and the throw comes in for and South Africa score is 101. Amla moves on to 45. Who was that with the throw? Nuwan Pradeep there. 101 for Prasanna again. This is short and wide. It's cut away. It beats the field. This may go to the boundary for 4, and it does. Good shot that by Hasim Amla. Moves on to 49 from 55. Too short from Sikuja Prasanna, and he gets the punishment it deserved there. And this is another expensive 8 from this over so far for South Africa. And all of a sudden, nice poor fielding at backward point. Poor fielding. South Africa looking ominous. Well set. 105 for 1. 1 ball left to come as Amla plays off the back foot, punches it through the covers for a single. So 9 from that over. 107 for 1. 106 for 1 rather. Amla hits 50 or 55. 3 4s and a 6. Well battered. And Amla looks set to go on for a biggie here. Du Plessis' partner, he's 29 from 34. South Africa 106 for 1 after 22 overs. And looking good. Good for a big score. It took them a while to get going in the first 10 overs. They were 32 without loss. They're slowly, steadily building something big here for Sri Lanka to try and chase. Remember, Sri Lanka won the toss and elected to field. They're without their talisman and captain, Angelo Mathews. He failed a fitness test this morning. Perhaps could have played it just as a batsman, but they didn't want to risk it with 2 more Champions Trophy games coming up. And hoping beyond hope that they could try and get something from this game. But South Africa have made a good start. This game being played at the Oval, second one at the Oval. Tomorrow's game is played at Edgbaston. That's India against Pakistan, who are also in Group B. And Upal Tharanga, standing captain, has brought back his ace in Lasith Malinga, playing his first one-day international for nearly 2 years. His first spell, 4 overs, no maidens, 0 for 14. And he's back on again to try and grab at least a wicket or stop the run flow that South Africa have increased over the past 5 overs, which has been up bordering on 8 and over. So in comes Malinga then, long run up to Hasim Amla, 50 not out. This one down leg side, helped on its way by Amla. There's a chase on here for the fielder. May go to the boundary for 4, and it does go to the boundary for 4. Poor start from Malinga. Amla's in now, and he races on to 54 from 57 balls. And Sri Lanka 110 for 1 in the 23rd over. Not a good start of his second spell for Lasith Malinga. There's no chase on there for Gunaratne, couldn't get there. Malinga then back to his mark, runs in now. Right arm slingy action to Amla, gets forward, pushes it forward, and there's no run. Fielded well by we're in number 16. There isn't a 16 in the squad, so let's just see if there's anything better with that on the listing. This one whipped backward a square by Amla, and one more to the total. They come back for the second, do they? Yes, they do. So So Amla on strike then to Malinga. 112 for 1. He gets forward, dabs it down to third man. This time plays it late, and there's no run. So Prasanna just trying to encourage his side. Calf injury to Angelo Mathews is what's taking him out the game today. Maybe okay for the next matches, but it may be too late, as Champions Truth can't really afford to lose too many games as du Plessis plays this late to backward point. Some crowd catch. People thought he was out, but he's not. So in comes Malinga then. Short pulled by du Plessis. Oh, well fielded it backward at fine leg. Well fielded that. Good work. And they just stop a boundary. Just one run. And that's the end of the over. 114 for 1 then. Amla looks settled in, doesn't he? 57 off 60. Decent crowd in at the Oval. It's not full. More Sri Lankan supporters than South Africans, judging by Sri Lankans wearing all their colours and whatnot, and the band playing. Prasanna continues. This one's driven in extra cover, and there's no run. Du Plessis on 30. Young Sri Lankan fan there enjoying a hot dog. Two young Sri Lankan fans enjoying a hot dog. This one's pulled by du Plessis through cow corner. He may get 4 runs for this. No fielder out there, and he does get 4 runs for it. Moves on to 34 and 38 balls. Sri Lanka 118 for 1. He's run getter Faf du Plessis. His game is improving and improving and improving. Averages 43 at this level. And that one was just a sit up and hit me ball. It was too short, way outside of some. Du Plessis knew where the gaps were in the field and hoiked it over mid wicket for 4 runs. And Prasanna is going for plenty here. Prasanna will continue. Got a backward point. A point. The extra cover. Mid on, mid off. And he comes now. Right arm over. Short. Cut away by du Plessis. Man out at extra cover. Deep extra cover rather. Got a single for that. Moves on to 35. Tomorrow we'll bring you independent off-tube studio-based commentary. Match 4, India against Pakistan, taking place at Edgbaston. And should be an absolute cracker, that game. Played onto the leg side, sold out, of course. And should be a good one. Really looking forward to that. South Africa here, though, 119 for 1. Tournament favourites, according to the rankings. Amla whips this one through mid-wicket. Wanted a single, but well fielded. And good work there. Amla on 57 from 62. Du Plessis 5 from 39. Sri Lanka looking pretty good. Amla on strike then. Prasanna. Right arm. This one played over mid-wicket, hoiked into the air, and it's 6 runs to Hashim Amla. Too short from Prasanna. And he's got the treatment there. Hashim Amla with his second 6, launched him over cow corner, and he moves on to 63. And that is 11 from that over. That's the most of the game so far, and Sri Lanka couldn't quite do it. They had a good start, but their middle overs here are costing them. And, well, South Africa making them pay in the minute. 24 overs gone there, 125 for 1. Set platform now. Slow start, good in the middle overs, South Africa. They're not worried at all that they didn't get 50 or 60 plus runs in the first 10 overs. They'll just get them in the rest. Only wicket to fall, Quinton de Kock. Caught Dickwella, ball pretty deep, 23 of 42. That's a better ball for Malinga, through to Dickwella. Dot ball, I haven't seen one of those for a while. Just a good shot from Hashim Amla, that. 63, run a ball 63, 4 4s and 2 6s so far. And South Africa looking good to build a platform here. Malinga will continue to Faf du Plessis, who's on now. This one's short. Plessis plays on the leg side, but can't get it through mid-wicket, and there is no. This partnership, 81 in 12 overs, so the run rate is 6.75. So while it may have been slow for Hashim Amla and Quinton de Kock, it's not so for Faf du Plessis and Amla. South African supporters feeling a little bit better now as the sun increases. Someone's down leg side, albeit a wide. 126 for 1. Ingold, the umpire, stretches his arms out. And the Sri Lankan fans still cheering, but a bit concerned, I'm sure, that their side are now leaking runs as soon as Lasith Malinga and Tharanga Lakmal came off. Malinga is trying to wrestle it back to some sort of modicum of respectable economy rate, as this one's quick. Du Plessis juggernauted into him, and he played on the leg side, didn't expect it too much, and picks up a single, moves on to 36. It's the man on strike now, Hashim Amla, who's going great guns for South Africa. 63 of 63 balls. Only 2 from this over so far, though, for Malinga. He's doing his a little bit so far, as the experience tells you that he can. And he charges in now to Amla, who's on strike. So outside the off stump, dab down to short third man. Amla picks up another single, moves to 64. And South Africa at 128 for 1. 2 balls left in the over. Malinga to Du Plessis now. 2 balls left in this over. This Group B match at the Oval. Malinga then charge in. Number 99 on his back, driven by Du Plessis. Oh, it's into the ground, and almost a great stop there. But Kapugedera couldn't quite get there. It's into the ground by Du Plessis. He got a hand to it, did Kapugedera, but pushed it away. And Du Plessis does pick up a single, I think, there. Yeah, scorer's moved on. Yeah, Du Plessis 37. He's on now. Clear blue skies over London. A little bit of a cloud, but not too much. Lanka fans still happy. In comes Linga. Final ball of the over. This is played off the leg side. He's going to beat short third man who dives. But one more to the total. So 5 from that over, including a wide. And South Africa 130 for 1 in the 25th over. More drinks being brought on. So, a few drinks been brought onto the field, and a bit warmer in the day. Not expected to get higher than 21 degrees at the Oval. It'll be middle of the day, it'll be a little bit cloudy, but the sun's out now as it turns towards 1 o'clock. And some South African fans putting the sunscreen on. Just feeling a little bit, but no, South Africa doing well now after a slow start. They've picked up, and so Tharanga's had to bring back Malinga, who went for 5 in his last over. So economical at his best.
Yeah, that's right. And the problem has been that Gunaratne and Prasanna are going over 7 and over, and and a possibility that they're going to yield a little bit more. Seems more important now, doesn't it, that drop catch from Malinga when Plessis went airborne, and it looked like it would definitely be snaffled. I mean, that still brings AB to the crease, so be careful what you wish for, but it does look, although the ball wasn't coming onto the bat that well, that it's not necessarily a day where there's going to be a load of wickets, nor that Sri Lanka have got enough quality to bowl South Africa out. So yeah, then I think it's been a very patient start by the South Africans. They've been watchful, but now you look, and Amla's up with strike rate, du Plessis nearly there, and they've not even really got cracking. There's some bad bowling to it, and Gunaratne is going to continue. 3 overs across 23, but he will bowl the next one, and this traditionally is where South Africa cash in,
And Amla's looking set. Runner ball 65 he's on. Big sixes in it. And it's going to be Gunaratne to continue. Right arm round the wicket then to the right-handed Amla, who whips it off his pads, back of the square, picks up 1, sticks with 1. 31 for 1. Du Plessis on strike then, 37 from 43. Yeah, every time he scores a run, du Plessis, you look back to that dropped effort, doesn't he, from Malinga. Malinga will be, he had a couple of balls at him in the last over, but desperately want him to get him out, won't he? Gunaratne then, right arm round the wicket to du Plessis. Du Plessis gets forward and pushes it into mid-wicket, and there's no run. See a shot there of Imran Tahir. Looking forward to seeing him bowl and perhaps getting a wicket, because tends to charge around the ground, doesn't he? Does a bit of a lap of honour.
A bit long in their tooth for that. Doing a half lap.
Very enthusiastic, isn't he, Imran? This one's played off the pads off du Plessis. Wants 1. It's in front of square. They're going to look for 2. Are they? Yes, they are. Du Plessis straight away said it. Amla's a little bit short, but the throw came in, and in the end, they got the 2. Du Plessis immediately called 2.
Yeah, they were wholly positive there. They're a decent field inside Sri Lanka, and they've another good throw-in from the deep there. They only just got in.
Gunaratne's in. This one whipped off his pads again onto the leg side for du Plessis. Picks up a single, moves on to 40. 134 for 1. Seen some South African squad there looking at websites or something. It's only a hot day, isn't it?
T-shirt weather.
Here comes Gunaratne. Again off his pads from Amla. He's just milking his bowling here. There's nothing to it. It's not turning. It's not doing anything, and it's an easy 6 or 7 and over, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah, it's right, and they're doing just that. And risk-free cricket. Gunaratne's trying his best, but he's got nothing that troubles them. And then it's where we're going to put it. And a bad ball will be dispatched.
The former Brigadier, and he comes. The Bombardier, rather. Apologies, I don't want to promote him too much as he gets a single. In the South African, in the Sri Lankan army. I'm getting it all wrong here.
Yeah. He does the what now for who?
I don't know. He might as well wear number 55 and be calling himself Kusal for all I know. At the moment, seems to be a problem with Amla's helmet, is it?
Yeah, it's a Bombardier, which not to be confused with the local brand of ale, and not a Brigadier, who used to be the soldier on Doctor Who back in the day. The
Bombardier make trains as well, don't they?
Yeah,
like the tube, don't they? In that, so, yeah,
style trains, don't they? Or would they be called Bombardier?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, that's right. There's Plessis just some running repairs to his batting helmet.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the South Africans in the crowd. I wouldn't like to be sat next to that guy.
I don't think it was worth him buying one of those svelte, test T-shirts. I think he might have tried something a little bit larger.
Yeah, he was taking up 1.5 seats. You wouldn't want to be next to him, would you?
Well, no.
He wouldn't have much space. The Sri Lankans seem to be a little bit more normal-sized. Super-sized, some of these South Africans, aren't they?
It's with all the braai that they eat, isn't it, really? The barbecue to you and me, but they call it braai for some reason. So, 136 for 1. It's phenomenal country in terms of food. Well, steaks are just half a leg size. In comes Lakmal this time was brought on instead of Malinga, but it's short, and Plessis quickly onto that, pulls it through mid-wicket for 4 runs. Well, there's your loosener. Lakmal back on for his second spell.
Yeah, they wish he'd not bothered now. Half-tracker, wasn't it? And he puts that one away with some aplomb, but we'd all have fancied hitting that one, really. And he'd make a meal of it, just slapped it away.
His eyes lit up there, didn't they? Fatu Plessis.
Certainly did.
No problem with that, dispatching that one for 4. So back to his mark, Lakmal.
Plessis now 45 from 48, virtually there at strike rate, aren't they? After the slow start, maybe if de Kock would have stayed in, he would have been the same. Building it up. He looked like he was beginning to get going when he was caught behind of the bowling of Nuan Pradeep, who'd been the pick of the bowlers actually.
So in comes Lakmal. What response has he got? It's short. It's pulled by Du Plessis.
Missed time slightly.
Yeah, and he'll only get a single for it.
So South Africa's good for food then.
It is very good. Yeah, it is. Steak and eggs for breakfast if you want it.
Nice. Well, you can do that wherever you live.
Well,
you
yeah.
don't think about it, but if I could live anywhere, it was just about food, I'd live in Italy. That's all you're concerned.
Yeah. It's phenomenal, isn't it? Really, really good. Just edges through there, does he? Amla played it late. Lakmal was causing a few consternations. Short of a length that time, and a little bit lazy that from Amla. We'll give him that one though.
Yeah, he tried to guide it down to third man boundary, but he got it all wrong. It was too good a line and length to play that kind of shot, really. 97
this in next to no time, just 7 and over. So these two really have cashed in on Sri Lanka's B bowlers, I suppose. Here comes Lakmal again, pulled by Amla. Not a great ball, but he only finds the man at deep square. Fielder out there, Kusal.
I'll tell you what it is about Italian food. It's like, oh, that's nice. I will put some cheese on top. Fair play. I can't argue with that idea.
No. No, when I went to New York, I thought the food in there would be pretty good. Hugely disappointed.
New York.
Yeah.
I think Delhi's stuff. If you want to go into a shop and buy, I don't know, mashed potato with gravy and a bit of chicken, you can just go and do it. That's what I love about New York. I'll have chicken and spuds. Great, you can just go and do it any time of day or night.
This one's short again. Du Plessis just making this way through mid-wicket. He wants one to come back to the second easy doors.
Or if you're on a greyhound and you're at their service station, you point to a bit of pepperoni pizza and it'll be like the nicest pizza you've ever had. Those kind of things they do really well. You know?
I have to admit, I do like the fact that they, and in Italy as well, is single slices of pizza. You know, where in England you have to have the whole thing. You know, they actually, like the delis, do single slices, and a big single slice, don't get me wrong, you know, but it's just enough, you know, just for a passing snack or something. So, in comes Lakmal, short again, pulled by Du Plessis. Again, finds Kusel again down at backward square.
And, I wouldn't know about food. I mean, you'd assume a lot of fish. You know, being albeit a big island. Assume spicy food as well. I love my
maybe
curry.
spicy fish.
Spicy fish. There's nothing better than a fish curry. It's a really good starter that if you're having, a curry. I have curry Friday last night, so our local takeaway tends to put a mystery ingredient in every once in a while, and it seemed to have done that last night.
Sounds ominous.
Anyway, Lee said soon about that. There's a bit of a misnomer as well, because a lot of curry houses in the UK actually have Bangladeshi chefs.
Yes, yeah. Most of the curry houses people go to, aren't Bangladeshi rather than Indians, I suppose, aren't they? As this one's whipped through mid-wicket. One more to the total. Is that Du Plessis on strike? That's his 50 or 52 balls. Really battered well. I know he was Malinga in a premeditated. That's been his only mistake. Really.
Yeah, it's right. I mean, and again, he's an aggressive batsman who goes for his shots. And these two now, well, they've played better than their averages, haven't they? Amla's got a really impressive average of 50. Faf on virtually 44. Tremendous stuff. Two class bats. If South Africa are going to do well in the tournament, we'll just break off. There's another single to be added. Then it'll be the strength of their batting that holds sway, and Rabada on a good day. I don't think the bowling behind him is good enough. That's for me why they don't win the tournament. But on a going day, they could chase down any total, particularly on a track that's not offering much assistance to the bowlers.
Yeah, absolutely. They want a big score here. South Africa still on course for 300. Gunaratne comes in against whip through mid-wicket. Just another one to the total. And they're looking good for that.
I mean, I haven't seen enough of Sri Lanka recently to sort of understand, what their batting lineup has to command it.
Well, Kusel Mendis was seen before, the young 22-year-old.
Yeah, I like Kusel.
Yeah.
And Chandimal is in, although not wicket-keeper today. I've just noticed that. And I think he's underrated, I really do. But he's not quick.
No, quick fire single there for Amla, though, 70 off 71.
And a lot of it will be on his shoulders, I think, on Chandimal, making a proper innings. And maybe today is the ideal day for him. But we'll see. Then there's Kusal Perera.
In comes Gunaratne to Amla, drives this one down the ground. Sorry, Du Plessis.
If Gunaratne is not a great bowler, and he's not, then maybe he's a better batsman than he's a bowler. That's the thought.
Set for number 7, I think.
He must have something about him batting at 7. Ahead of Prasanna.
Yeah, we're going to look at it there and think that they're really missing Angelo Mathews, aren't they? In all 3 facets of the game there. This one driven through the just past square, and
well, I guess that Gunaratne would not have played if Angelo Mathews.
Maybe that was the case.
I mean, he bowls again, sort of military medium, but he's a tidy line and length merchant with bags of experience. He can go for a lot. Also, as a batsman, he's a pretty good finisher, isn't he? And like we said, ever since they made him skipper, he ain't quite doubled his averages, but he absolutely improved. He took it on board and decided that he was going to concentrate more lead from the front with his batting, and he certainly has done that.
I was just looking the last time when we did Sri Lanka, when they played in the series last year at the start of the summer, didn't they? Played, but Perera opened the batting with Gunaratne, who doesn't seem to be in the squad today. Mendis was the young kid that we talk about, who pretty good. Dinesh Chandimal in at 4, Angelo Mathews at 5, Tharanga in at 6, Shanaka as well, then Shakuja Prasanna, Lakmal, Pradeep, and then Bandora, who played.
How did that game end?
England won, didn't they, by 122 runs.
I mean, exactly. There's not much change from that team. We like young Kusal Mendis, don't we? But,
yeah.
He's a work in progress, and we look at the players like Lakmal who's coming back into ball, and just think, could be a little bit better, couldn't they?
Lakmal plays this, comes in wide outside the off stump. It's just played late by Amla. Dabs again down to third man. A big scoring region for Amla, that is. Just a single down to third man, isn't it?
It'd be interesting to see a sort of Bangladesh-Sri Lanka game and see who comes out on top. I would fancy Bangladesh to beat this Sri Lankan team at the minute.
Well, if we should say that, Bangladesh did tour Sri Lanka recently, and they did win a test match, so their second test match victory is against Sri Lanka. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I think they drew the series 1-1 off the top of my head. I'm not too sure, but I'll have a look. This one's pulled by Plessis down to cow corner. They'll get 2 from it. Going to chase for 3? No, they stick with 2. So he moves on to 54.
Well, any victories away from home in test matches takes a bit of doing, as England will testify to, having just been demolished by India in the subcontinent. And Bangladesh, you might argue, fairly similar surroundings. Sri Lanka's a bit further south, in Chittagong and what have you, but away from home takes a bit of working out.
And they won the second. There's 2 tests, and they won the second one, so they drew the series 1-1, which is kudos to Bangladesh for that. Our man Mehdi Hassan got a few wickets in that.
And they did beat him in a...
They did twice.
ODI.
That finished 2-2 as well, with a no result on the second one international. So they're certainly competing with the current Sri Lankan. They're up there. They're both on the same level. Lakmal comes in again as Plessis pulls out that shot. He took a step wide, didn't he? And
that was close to being caught out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if the ball pitched before it hit the gloves of the wicket keeper, or he just didn't quite get the touch on it. But we'll take a look and work out, because that's a good ball from Lakmal, and he's through the shot before the ball gets them. He was taken off the deck, might hit the deck as well before it's